All right, once again, good morning. Welcome to today's edition of Scoreboard in 15, right here on 32 FM 94.9. You are listening to the voice of 𝐿 and SAMIES. So good on the program this lovely morning. Well, all right, in the late hours of yesterday for Everton Football Club, they let go of their manager, 𝐶𝐿 Dyche. Remember that we've been having that conversation about the offense of 𝐶𝐿 Dyche being where there have been conversations about him leaving the club side. Well, remember that that's Everton Football Club. They have that's a new owner talking about their club side. But then 𝐶𝐿 Dyche has been relieved of his duties as head coach of Everton Football Club. And yesterday for Everton, they were in action. Leighton Baines and Seamus Coleman were the ones who led the team out of the dugout. But for football history, we were denied one great moment yesterday where Ashley Young was on the field of play against Peterborough, where Peterborough were losing by 2-0. But then his son, that's 18-year-old, Tyler Young, he was on the bench, but he was ready to come on, but manager, that's Darren Ferguson, didn't deem it fit for that Tyler Young to be on the field of play. But then it's just at the start to the year 2025 where we've been seeing stellar games, stellar results across different centers. And then we also talk about what happened between Real Madrid yesterday, where they won by 3-0. Well, that game had its own moment, but for Real Madrid, they defeated their opponent. Talking about Real Mallorca by 3-0. Jude Bellingham opened the scoreline in the 63rd minute. Rodrigo found the back of the net. Then an own goal from Vadnet. Also, well, cost that's the 3-0 defeat of for Mallorca, and of course Real Madrid. They have set up a Clásico final. That's El Clásico final against FC Barcelona. That's on Sunday. Well, we have interesting stories, and then we have the not so interesting stories. When we talk about the not so interesting stories, this is about what is going on there in the US at this point in time, where there has been postponement of games. That was a day before yesterday. We had a postponement of an hockey game, and then just in the early hours of today's late last night, while a game of basketball was rescheduled and also, let's say, postponed. And we'll take a listen to the words of Steve Kerr, the head coach of the GSWs, also on the show this morning. But before we go about that, let's take a listen to the BBC Premier League update to what they have for us on today's edition of the program. The BBC Premier League update.
BBC Premier League update from the home of Premier League football.
Hello, I'm Paul Serres at the BBC Sports Centre. Everton are through to the fourth round of the FA Cup after a 2-0 win over the third-tier side Peterborough United at Goodison Park, just hours after parting ways with manager 𝐶𝐿 Dyche. Beto and Iliman Ndiaye got the goals for the Toffees. Leighton Baines and Seamus Coleman took charge of the team against Posh. Baines says it was an honour to do so.
Being a winning one's definitely a nice moment. Again, the management side, something that is, not something I've been striving for necessarily, but the opportunity arrived today to help out in a situation where the club needed someone. I was more than happy to do that.
The former Everton and England midfielder Izzy Christiansen says she was surprised by the decision to part ways with Dyche and the timing.
Some people say it was the writing was on the wall, but personally I didn't see it. I thought, and I still do think, 𝐶𝐿 Dyche perhaps was the right man to continue to be at the helm of this football club until obviously things started to progress next season with the new stadium, and retaining Premier League status is integral, and obviously they've got a master plan that's going to do that in a different kind of way.
Elsewhere, Fulham were 4-1 winners over second-tier Watford at Craven Cottage in the FA Cup, to the delight of their manager Marco Silva.
Job done and well done from our players. This type of situations we have to be really serious in the approach, and even if you change good number of players or not, we all know what we should do, and it was a game for us to win, to be in the next round, and the players, they were really serious. The approach, I think, from the first minute until the last, to control all the game.
And for more football news from the BBC, go to bbc.com/football.
BBC Premier League update from the home of Premier League football.
All right, they listen to the BBC Premier League update, but still within English football, for Manchester United winger, that's Amad Diallo, the man who scored the equalizing goal for Manchester United against the Liverpool Football Club over the course of the weekend. Well, he has signed a new 5.5-year contract until June 2030. The 20-year-old Ivorian international, whose previous deal has been due to expire at the end of the season, though the club had the option of triggering a 12-month extension clause. But United have opted to hand fresh stamps to the Ivory Coast international, who has scored 6 goals in 27 appearances this season. So in the words of Amad Diallo, he said, "I am really proud to have signed this new contract. I have had some incredible moments with this club already, but there is so much more to come. I have huge ambitions in the game and I want to achieve history at Manchester United." Well, those were the words of the 22-year-old Ivorian. Where definitely still wants to write his name in the history books there at the Old Trafford. Well, can that be possible for Amad Diallo? Let's see how things goes for the young lad. And away from that also, like I said, the results are there in Spain shows that Real Madrid will be playing against FC Barcelona. That's in the finals of the Spanish Super Copa. And that actually is a great one for, let's say, both club sides. But can we see a repeat of that 4-0 victory that Barcelona had when the last played against Real Madrid? That was at the Santiago Bernabeu there in the league. Well, remember that this is a neutral ground, but let's see what the result also would be on Sunday, where both sides face off against each other. And moving away from football stories now, let's quickly go straight to America and talk about some basketball stories, where the Los Angeles Lakers game that was scheduled for the early hours of today against the Charlotte Hornets, it has been postponed amid ongoing wildfires there in the region. Well, remember that we had an hockey game also that was postponed. That was the day before yesterday. And of course, we have managers that's within the basketball league, where of course their homes have also been ravaged by this wildfire. But let's take a listen to the words of the Golden State Warriors coach, that's Steve Kerr, speaking about the wildfire.
Yeah, it's been tough. My family's fine. My mom is in good hands, and but her house is gone, and it's so I've been on the phone with my siblings quite a bit. Family calls just with my mom, and she's got a lot of support and friends, and so she's safe and sound. But that's my hometown, and all my friends who are from there, pretty much they've all lost their homes, their family homes, childhood homes. Our whole high school's gone. The town looks like it's just been completely wiped out. It's surreal and devastating. But fortunately, almost everyone escaped. The pictures reminded me of Lahaina, from a couple of years ago, and so I'm so happy that there wasn't the loss of life that people in Hawaii experienced, and but it's hard to even fathom how Pacific Palisades rebuilds and how it becomes a thriving community again. It's just shocking.
All right, today listen to the words of Steve Kerr. We had games that go down just in the early hours of today also, and quickly take a look at the results of those games that went down. We had the Golden State Warriors, they defeated the Detroit Pistons 107-104. The Cleveland Cavaliers also got the better of the Toronto Raptors 132-126, and the Orlando Magic lost to the Minnesota Timberwolves 104-89. The Dallas Mavericks also got the better of the Portland Trail Blazers 117-111. The Houston Rockets defeated the Memphis Grizzlies 119-115. The Utah Jazz, they lost to the hands of the Miami Heat 97-92, and the Phoenix Suns got the better of the Atlanta Hawks 123-115. That game between the LA Lakers and the Charlotte Hornets, it was postponed. Well, all right, just before we leave the show, we have games set to go down there in Spain, in England, in Germany, in France later tonight. Well, for English football, it is all about the FA Cup, and then we'll talk about Spain, Italy, and Germany And France also, it is all about their league games. And in Germany, that big one at the Signal Iduna Park, Borussia Dortmund against the Bayer Leverkusen. Well, for Victor Boniface, this man is set to miss that encounter against the Borussia Dortmund. Well, in France, Nantes will be up against the Monaco, Auxerre will be up against the Lille, and in Italy, Lazio will be up against the Como. Remember that Como, they are still in talks. Also, they have opened negotiations with Marcus Rashford. What is Fabregas doing with Como? Well, for Como presently, want to take a look at where they are on the standings of that's the Italian Serie A. Well, for Como Football Club, who just gained a promotion, they are 16th with 18 points, and they are set to play against Lazio, who also, well, maybe they are in the top 4, but are they fighting for the league title? They have 35 points. Let's see how that also goes for them. And then we'll talk about Spanish football. Rayo Vallecano will be up against Celta Vigo. That's in the Spanish La Liga. But this is how far we can go on today's edition of the program. That's a Scoreboard in 15. So we'll come again by 3:30. That's a Scoreboard Reloaded. I am SAMIES, your sports captain. I say do enjoy the rest of the day. And bye for now.